Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to the How to Play video for Fusion Clan War. Fusion Clan War is a game between two players that are fighting over asteroids in the Kuiper belt of our solar system. The objective of the game is to either destroy your opponent's bases, in which case you win straight away. The other way you can win is by getting to 20 prestige. Prestige you gain by leaving your clan base asteroid and getting to other asteroids, and then there's a particular command you can run that gains you prestige, and once you get to 20 you'll win the game. So the scenarios depict asteroids over which we're fighting. This particular scenario has 4 asteroids. One of them we have a clan base at, which is like your headquarters. And the scenario also shows the travel routes as to how the asteroids are connected. We'll go over a bit of a detail about what the asteroids have. They each have a number of actium, which is the resource that you use to build ships and build other bases, and also a prestige number. So when you get to another asteroid, you can run a command to gain prestige, and that's the amount of prestige that you'll gain. You can't gain prestige at your own asteroid, but you can at your opponent's one. Each of the asteroids are in halves, and you would just be writing and using your own half. So I'll be using this half, and Andrew will be using that half of each of the asteroids. The asteroids have a base. You start with your clan base, but there's potentially a base you can build at the other asteroids as well. And there's also fleets. So we write in a letter that represents the type of ship that is in each fleet, and each fleet can have up to 4 ships. There's also the dice positions. So the game consists of mainly rolling command dice, and then you place the dice next to the fleet or the base that's running the command, and then follow the instructions of the command. So one of the first things we need to do in setup is to fill in the actium and prestige for 2 of the asteroids that don't have them filled in. So the actium is a number from 1 to 3. So that one has 2, and the other asteroid has just 1 actium. And then we roll a number for prestige, which is a number from 1 to 2. So this one has 1 prestige, and the other one has 2 prestige. We now at the stage where we can start playing the game. So both players put all their dice into their combat pools initially, and each turn we're going to get a number of dice out of our combat pool into our command pool. We're going to roll those dice, add them up to see who goes first, and then start using each of the dice to run commands. The different commands you can run is you use a 1 on your base to gain technology, and there's various technologies that you can gain that help with all sorts of things. There's combat technologies, infrastructure ones that help with your command dice, fleet capacity that increase the number of ships you can have in each fleet. At the start of the game you can only have 2 ships in each fleet, and at the most 2 different fleets. So the fleet 3 and fleet 4 increase that number. You can build ships other than the shuriken. Shuriken's the sort of the basic ship, and you can build a bow and a katana. You can increase the power of your bases and also defend your bases. And we'll probably get to those a bit later on when we actually want to get the technologies. The second command you can run is mining, which either your base or your fleet can do, and that gains you a number of actium at the asteroid. So if I was to run a mining command here, would gain 2 actium. Another command is build. So if you build at your base, it lets you add a ship. So each ship has a cost. You cross out the number of actium that you spent and write in the ship that you just built at a fleet at the same asteroid. Also, if you had a ship at another asteroid a ship can build a base which costs 6 actium. So you can put the 3 next to the fleet, and that lets you build a base. 4 is the way you move. So you put the 4 next to the fleet that's moving, you cross them out, and then move them to another asteroid that you can get to. 5 is combat, which we'll go in more detail when we get to that. You put the 5 next to the fleet, and it attacks an opponent's fleet or base at the same asteroid. 6 is the command to gain prestige. So if I had a fleet here, I could put the 6 next to them, and I'd gain 1 prestige. So we'll actually get into playing the game, and we'll see how we go as we go along. To work out how many dice you get to roll in command, it's always 2 for your clan base, plus 1 for each fleet or other base that you have. So at the start of the game, both players are going to get 3 dice, 2 for their clan base and 1 for the 1 fleet they've got. So we roll the 3 dice. And you put those dice into your command pool, and the others stay in your combat pool. You then add the numbers up, so I've got a total of 12. Andrew's got a total of 14. So whoever has the lowest score decides if they go first or second. So I'm going to go first. One of the good things about a 6 is it's a wild, so you can turn that into anything you want. And so because I've got 2 builds, I'd definitely like to have some actium, so I'm going to turn that 6 into a 2, put it on my base, and get a number of actium, so I'll get 2 actium there. Andrew's turn, he's going to turn the 6 into a 1 to do a technology. And when you do a technology, you do it has to be the first one in each section that you haven't done yet. So initially you could get cannons or planning, fleet 3, bow, base mining or clan shield. And Andrew's going to get fleet 3, which means that from now on he can have 3 ships in 1 fleet and up to 3 different fleets. I'm going to use one of my 3s to build. So the only ship I can build at the moment is the Shuriken, which costs 2 actium. So I cross that out, turn that into a 0 and write S for the Shuriken there. Andrew's going to use the convert command, which was when you discard any dice and you can turn the other dice into whatever command you like. I've got another build command here, but I can't use that for anything because I've got no actium and I can't build anything else at the base. We can't really run any more commands at the base, so I'll use that as a scrounge, which is you just discard the die and gain 1 actium. So you discard any die and gain 1 actium. So Andrew's going to do a 2 as a mining command, and he'll gain 2 actium. And that's the end of that first turn. So then we put all the dice back into the combat pool. And now I'm getting 2 dice for the clan base. Now I've got 2 fleets, so I'll get 4 dice this turn. Andrew's still on 3. So then we roll the dice again. Okay, so one of the rules about dice is that if you get a triple, you can choose to re-roll it, but if you get a 666, you have to re-roll it. So I happen to have got a 666, so I have to re-roll those 3 dice. Okay, so my total's 10, 3's 13, Andrew's got 8, so now he will decide whether he goes first or second.
You go first.
I'm going first, so I will use technology. So I will get the ability to build bows. Andrew's turn. Andrew's going to do technology as well. And he'll get the bow as well. So we've got 2 attacks here, but I think that's unlikely. So I'm actually going to discard, I'll use the convert, discard that and turn one of those into a 4. Andrew's discarding a 2 to turn that into a 3 so we can build another ship. Okay, I'm going to move my fleet. So the 4 is a move command. So I'm going to move both of my Shuriken out of here. And we'll move them to over here. So I'll be a bit aggressive. Now Andrew's turn. He's going to mine. Build, sorry. He's going to build a Shuriken there. And then my last command is a mine. So I'll mine there and get to Actium. That's the end of that turn. So now we're both getting 4 dice. One, two, 2 and a 3. So I've got a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll go first. I'll mine here. Get to Actium. And Andrew's now going to attack me. So we'll see how combat works now. So with combat, each of the different types of ships has a number of attack dice that it rolls. Shurikens roll with 1 dice an attack, but they also, you can also add 1 dice for each other fleet or base at the same asteroid that still is active, that can still be able to run a command. So Andrew will attack with 1, 2 dice for the fleet that's attacking, plus 1 for the Shuriken fleet, plus 1 for the base, so he'll get 4 dice. And so you take those dice out of your combat pool. I've only got 2 Shuriken here, so I only get 2 dice. We'll both get, each of the Shuriken provides a reroll. So after we roll our dice, we'll be able to reroll the dice. So we both roll our dice at the same time. So what we're looking for is 1s and 2s are hits, 3s are shields. So at the moment I've got 1 shield, and Andrew's got 2 hits. I'll re-roll the 5. And that's another miss. So Andrew re-rolls the 2 6s, and he gets a 3rd hit, which is good for him. And the 5 is a miss. So now Andrew's got 3 hits, I've got 1 shield. So they block, the shield blocks 1 hit, but because he got 2 hits, both of my Shuriken are dead. And Andrew gets some prestige for that. So he gets 1 prestige for killing at least 1 of my ships. He gets 1 prestige for wiping out the whole fleet. And because he didn't lose any ships, he gets another prestige. So that's the other way you can gain prestige in the game, is through combat. The combat dice that we rolled, go back to your combat pool. That 5 stays there, Andrew, that was your command dice. You watch out for Andrew, you can cheat a bit sometimes. So that's one of the aspects of the game. You have to be careful how many dice you move from your command pool out of your combat pool, because if you move, even though you can end up being able to roll a lot of command dice, it may leave you without very many dice to roll in combat. Okay, so that was Andrew's turn. So my foray into his territory was a complete failure. We've both rolled our dice. I've got the planning technology, which means I can re-roll 2 of my dice. So I'm going to take the 5 and the 1 and re-roll them. And I got a 3 and a 4. And now I've got a total of 9, which is less than Andrew. So I'm gonna go first. So I'm going to use my 4 to move that shuriken, my last remaining shuriken, from there to here. And then Andrew's turn. He's going to build. He's going to add a bow there, which costs 2 actium. Okay, then I'm going to use the other way to use a build is to build a base, which costs 6 actium. So I'm putting the 3 by the fleet, spending 6 actium, and then I write in base there to show I've got a base at that asteroid. And then it's Andrew's turn. Now he's moving his shuriken and his bow up to this other asteroid, so we're staying apart at the moment. And then I'll mine, so I'll use my new base to mine, which economics me 2 actium, so I go up to 4. Andrew's using his 6, which is the prestige command, so he gets himself 2 prestige. I'm all out, so that's Andrew's turn again, and he does technology, and he's going to get targeting, which gives him some extra rerolls when he in the combat. So that's it, we're done. So now we take our dice back to the combat. Dice back to the combat pool. I'm back to 4 dice again now, so I've got 2 there, 1 for the fleet, 1 for the base, so I'm back to 4 dice. And Andrew's there, so now we'll roll our dice. 2, 3 and 2 4s. I'll use my ability again. I don't think I really want to move anywhere, so I'll re-roll these. And I got a 1 and a 3. Okay, so I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, which is less than Andrew's. I'll go first again. So I'm going to start by getting the base mining technology, which when my base mines, it gives an extra actium. Andrew's going to get prestige. He gains 2 more prestige. Then I'm going to mine. I'll mine here, which means because I've just got that base mining technology, I get an extra actium, so now I'll get 3 actium, which puts me up to 7. And then Andrew's allowed a dice, so my last 6, I'm going to turn that into a 5, and I'm going to attack Andrew's 2 shuriken. So the number of dice I get is 1, 2, 3. Bows get 1 dice in attack and 2 in defence, but I'm attacking, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4 from the clan base, plus 1 from the cannons technology gives me 5 dice. Andrew has just the 2 dice in defence. He hasn't got any other fleet or base to help him, so he gets 2 dice. But he gets 2 rerolls, and I'll get 2 rerolls as well. Okay, so Andrew's roll, he's got 1 hit and a miss. So he'll no doubt re-roll the 5 to try and get something other than a 5. That's still a miss. So at the moment I've got 2 hits, a shield, and one of the bow's special abilities is that it can use a 4 as a shield. So I've only got 1 miss at the moment. So I'll re-roll that, and it's still a miss. So at the moment, Andrew's hit is blocked by 1 of my shields, and I've got 2 hits. So his shuriken's destroyed. So I get 3 prestige, 1 for killing at least 1 ship, 1 for wiping out the whole fleet, and 1 for not losing anything myself. So those dice come back to the combat pool. Okay, so we've jumped forward a bit again. Andrew's got some more prestige, and he's got a 6 available, so he's going to be able to run the prestige command here and get his last 3 prestige to win the game. I've managed to destroy his base on one of the asteroids, so he's just got there's one base left, and I'm going to have a crack at his base, and if I succeed then I'll win, and if not then he'll win with his prestige command. So we'll do that. So for me to attack, I've got 1, 2, 3 dice to attack, plus I've got 2 fleets here in support, so that's 4, 5 dice, plus the 1 from the cannons gives me 6 dice, but unfortunately I've only got 5 dice left in my combat pool, so that's all I get to roll. Andrews gets 3 dice for the clan base, even though they're inactive, even though they've had commands placed on them, whatever fleet or base that's being attacked always gets to roll its dice. So he gets 3 dice in defence plus 1 for the technology defence, so that's 4. And he's got 2 fleets here, so he gets 6 dice in defence. And in terms of re-rolls, I'll get 2 re-rolls from my 2 shuriken. Andrew will get 2 re-rolls from the targeting technology. And Andrew can use 4s as shields because I'm attacking a base. I can use 1 4 as a shield with my bow. So let me roll the dice. So Andrew's so far rolled 2 hits and 1 shield with the 4. He's got 2 re-rolls, so let's roll those 2. Okay, so that's all 3 misses, so that's no good. So I've got 1 shield. That's all I've got so far, and 2 shields. So now I'll re-roll my 2 hits. Oh, sorry, I'll re-roll my 2 dice for the 2 shuriken, and I got 1 more hit. So Andrew's got 2 hits, but they're blocked by my 2 shields, and my hit is blocked by Andrew's shield. So that's a big 0 each. No one loses anything, but unfortunately I failed to destroy his base. So I don't get any prestige for it, and no one dies. And then Andrew's turn, he puts his 6 down there and gains the 3 prestige that he gets there, and he wins the game. Well done, Andrew.